It's beginning to happen. The online wrestling fans have started to turn on Cody Rhodes in the last few weeks. The more I scroll on Twitter, the more I see people saying that he should not be the one to dethrone Roman Reigns. And I find it very odd just how a couple of months ago, these fans were begging for him to finish his story, tweeting #WeWantCody, only to switch up weeks later. There are two main reasons why they don't think Cody Rhodes should win at WrestleMania. The first reason is that they don't think he's any good. I've seen people say that Cody Rhodes will be a bad champion because he's boring. I just don't understand how anyone would really think this. He's had a great feud with Seth Rollins in 2022. He had a great feud with Brock Lesnar in 2023. And his feud with Roman Reigns last year was good. Even his feud with The Rock has been really good this year. I will say though, the feud with Roman this year does feel weak, but you really can't blame Cody for that. You can only blame the WWE booking team. They're not writing quality stuff. Heck, they've only seen each other once face to face without The Rock. The company's more focused on Rocky than the WWE champion and the Royal Rumble winner. The other argument that's been popping up a lot is that they say Cody will be a bad champion because his entire story is just finishing the story. To me, this is the worst argument to make. It's true, yes, that Cody's story is only about finishing the story, but that's because he's still in this story. Once he's done with this, he will move on to the next story of his career. That is being the WWE champion and defending the belts. I think there's plenty of great feuds he can have. You got Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes who will create magic. CM Punk and Cody Rhodes down the line will be so good. The Rock is definitely getting a title shot in the future. And then there's Logan Paul that could challenge the American Nightmare for the WWE title at SummerSlam. This idea that Cody Rhodes will not have a story afterwards might be one of the dumbest things I've seen. I just think that this is a small portion of wrestling fans who just don't enjoy anything at the end of the day. Cody Rhodes should win the belt. I think that all the people love him. I'm sure he's going to be a great champion. He's going to have great stories. My advice to these fans is that you got to stop hating and try to enjoy the moment before it passes. Sure, you can like Roman Reigns, but you don't got to hate on Cody. You can root for Roman, but there's no need to say Cody sucks, Cody's boring, and whatnot. You should appreciate the good times while it's still happening. Anyways, what do you guys think? Would you like to see Cody Rhodes finish his story, or do you think that Roman needs to retain at WrestleMania because maybe Cody Rhodes actually is boring? Let me know in the comments below. In other news, Ronda Rousey has been going off at the WWE in her book and recent interviews. She revealed a ton of new things. One of the most interesting things is about the WrestleMania 39 match between Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair. It apparently went much longer than it was supposed to, but Charlotte used her political power to keep it going. This is what Ronda said. They weren't supposed to go that long. The whole time the referee is telling them to go backstage, and Charlotte threw her big dick on the table and said, "No, we're gonna do this awesome effing match," and that's what the women are dealing with. They're not allowed to show how effing amazing they are because, oh, this crowd's gonna be tired for the guys' match afterwards. That is BS. This is a fascinating piece of insight. You could never really tell this was the case with how the match played out, but I am glad that Charlotte did what she did because it gave us an all-timer classic match at WrestleMania that's going to go down as one of the best WrestleMania matches of all time. Women or men, doesn't really matter. It's great all around. Charlotte and Rhea did a great job with the match. It really goes to show that women can have matches just as good as the men, but they just need to be booked better and they need more time. Ronda Rousey then explained how she wished her last run was with Triple H fully in charge. She said this: "Triple H has been great towards the women in the company and really believing in us. He's the whole reason that I was there, because he believed in me. I really wish that my last run was under Triple H running things and Vince being completely gone." Ronda Rousey did get to experience that for a little bit, but it didn't last too long. Vince McMahon forced his way back to the WWE. On top of that, she also explained how Vince was still in Bruce Pritchard's ear while she was gone. With that being said, I still think the bridge between Ronda Rousey and the WWE is fully done. It's burnt, it's gone. She stated this in an interview with Triple H. She said, "I can't be associated with mediocrity." You can pretty much assume that this relationship is over, especially after the public comments she's made over the last few days. Vince McMahon really ruined this relationship, and Ronda said this about McMahon: Pay-per-views are held in major cities like New York, Los Angeles, Philly, as well as now twice a year in Saudi Arabia, a nation that restricts the rights of women in a way that I'm certain Vince McMahon wishes he could. That is a wild statement to make. She's definitely not coming back to WWE. It would be very shocking to see her back in the future. Then again, this is the WWE, and they always say never say never. Also, McMahon is gone fully. He's not coming back. He's never coming back. With TKO in charge, there's a very slight possibility she does come back, maybe for like somewhat of a Hall of Fame induction. Who knows? But at this point, I wouldn't really bet on it. Roman Reigns on the Pat McAfee show was great. If you didn't see the full interview, you should definitely check it out. However, there was an interesting thing he did say that I did want to bring up. Roman Reigns said his current title reign is better than any of John Cena's title reigns in his past. This is the full quote. I don't take anything away from anybody. What John has done as far as generations come, that is GOAT level stuff. But for me, it's always been about quality, not quantity. John has a lot of title reigns, but he doesn't have a title reign that can compare to what I've been doing in the last 4 years. This quality that I've put on display, it speaks for itself. The business backs everything that has happened. It's made this place more lucrative than it's ever been. It's made this place attractive. My reign has gone through the most crazy and turbulent time in WWE history. That says a lot. I will always take the quality of this run over 14, 15, or 16 times. I bring this up because I think that I'm going to have to agree with Roman Reigns. John Cena had a few really good title reigns. One of the better ones was in 2007. It was great. However, what Roman Reigns has done with this WWE title reign might be the best title reign I've seen of all time. It's a crazy statement to make, but I think when it's all said and done, this is looked back on as the greatest title reign of all time in professional wrestling. And finally, the last story for today is Drew McIntyre doing some world-class hating on CM Punk. This has become so normal at this point, you can expect it daily. Anyways, he said to Punk that karma's a bitch and went on to say this. I've been pretty honest about my opinions. He sells tickets, he's a draw, but is a terrible human being. I was around him when I grew up, and there were instances I haven't talked about, perhaps won't talk about till it's face to face with him, but he knows. He, instead of wanting to pull me aside, even backstage and never mind on TV, and saying, hey, you know, maybe I wasn't a good person back then, or maybe I was in a bad place. Like, none of that. Just act like everything's perfectly fine. It's alright, mate. First chance I get in the ring with you, I'm gonna mess you up. And I didn't just mess him up, I took him out in his spot at WrestleMania 40. Karma is a bitch. That Drew McIntyre and CM Punk feud is going to feed families. It is going to be so good. I think it has the potential. I think it will have the potential to be the best feud of the last few years. I really think that CM Punk and Drew McIntyre are going to cook, because at this point, I don't know how much of this is true versus a shoot versus a work. I don't know. That's how good that Drew McIntyre has been. Anyways, I am really excited. I think WWE is going to cook with this feud. I'm even more excited for this than I am for CM Punk and Seth Rollins, and that's just a fact. Anyways, that is it for the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more, and I'll see you all in the next video.